Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We had a great time in LA hanging out with our daughter, and now it's time for us to head to Chicago to see our son. So we're also planning on taking him to New York City. So join us today as we take the Southwest Chief from LA to Chicago. We'll spend a couple of days in Chicago before we hop on the Lakeshore Limited to New York City. So grab a beverage of your choice and ride along with us. Alright, so we'll be taking the Southwest Chief from Los Angeles, California, all the way to the windy city of Chicago. Since we are hopping on in the terminus city of Los Angeles, we are able to board about 30 minutes early, and I just love to watch the train as it arrives to the station. We are alerted by our Metropolitan Lounge attendant when to head to the track and prepare for boarding. And after everyone has boarded, we are cleared and ready to leave the station, and we are certainly eager to check out the views as we leave the city. There are lots of great views from both sides of the train of the city of Los Angeles as you pull away, and you are quickly out of town after just a few short minutes. The Southwest Chief is a 2,265-mile ride that takes you through California, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, and finally into Illinois. It gives you a great view of the American West. We'll make our way through the deserts, mountains, ranches, missions, and pueblos, as well as the wheat fields as we approach our destination city of Chicago. This is a 3-day train journey. The Southwest Chief has been known as the Train of the Stars. We do like to head straight to the observation car upon boarding the train to enjoy some of the sights from both sides of the train. Remember, the Sightseer Lounge, also known as the observation car, is open to both sleeper car passengers as well as coach passengers. There are seats facing the window for great views, and you can even sit in there and get some work done or enjoy your meal at the tables provided in this train car. After a bit, we head back to our room to prepare for our first meal on the train, which is dinner. On this train, the dining car attendant comes by your room to make reservations for dinner. Now remember, you may have to sit with someone that you don't know, so you can always opt to have your meal in your room if you prefer. They've got the white tablecloths out for us as well as real flowers on the table. Our dining car attendant, Jeff, even had some lovely music playing in the background as we enjoyed our dinner. We are served warm rolls before our appetizers arrive, and I also enjoy a complimentary glass of wine with my dinner.
It is getting late and day one is in the books, so we better go to bed soon because we do want to get up for breakfast. So it's going to be lights out now, and we will see you in the morning.
Well, good morning. Breakfast is from 6:30 to 9, and it is almost 8. So I think we've lazed around enough this morning, and we're gonna head on down to breakfast. We woke up in the middle of the desert here in Arizona. Already been through several Route 66 towns and even Petrified Forest National Park. So we're gonna go down and see what kind of views we can get from the dining car while we eat breakfast. All right, so at breakfast, you do have a selection of assorted juices, as well as your choice of coffee or tea or water or any combination of any of those. You can also order a soft drink as your beverage for those of you who prefer that in the morning. We've got some great sights to enjoy as we await our breakfast. I chose the railroad French toast with a side of bacon, and I got my syrup on top, so it's sugar on sugar. And Rob ordered the scrambled eggs with pork sausage, and he also gets the side of potatoes and a croissant with his meal as well. Both our breakfasts were delicious as always, and they did exceed our expectations. Okay, this is actually our first fresh air break that we could take advantage of. There was one, but it was kind of in the middle of the night, so we decided to not do those in the middle of the night. So we're out here in Gallup, New Mexico, and it's a little bit windy, and it feels really nice out here. Just enjoying some of the views of the Route 66 towns as we ride through. All right, made it to Albuquerque, and this is a little bit longer fresh air break, so we get to walk around. This is a nice platform. You can walk around here. If you've got plenty of time here, you can also walk to the grocery store if you're looking for some snacks, or if there's anything that you need, you can walk over there and get some snacks for yourself. There's a big crew change here as well, so that takes some time. So that's one of the other reasons why this particular stop takes a little bit longer, and it's quite nice. On the weekends, they usually have vendors out here. They don't have them out here today, but they usually have vendors out here on the platform, all kinds of fun kind of homemade type things, rugs and blankets and jewelry and things along those lines. So lots of options here in Albuquerque. Usually get a much longer fresh air break.
Alright, just as we're leaving Albuquerque, we are going to eat some lunch. We had our lunch delivered to us in the room here. We thought we'd watch while we eat while we watch the sights go by. I chose the Amtrak cheeseburger. Now, I have, in the last couple of months, had cheeseburgers on several train lines, including Europe, including the UK. And so I've compared all these cheeseburgers, and I think this is the best one. Second would be the Caledonian Sleeper, but they're a little bit small. So if you want cheeseburger on Amtrak, this is a great one. So I'm gonna dig into this and see how it is today, but from prior experience, I know it's gonna be pretty good. Ooh, this feels real good. That is cooked perfectly. The chef on this train, the Southwest Chief, is amazing. All the food, I think, is like one level up from where it normally is. Southwest Chief, crew, you're doing a great job.
Okay, Rob may be a burger aficionado. I am a grilled cheese aficionado. So I'm having the artisan grilled cheese, and it's got turkey in there and the cheese in there. And that's going to be really good. I've had it before. It is quite tasty. And then you do get the taro chips and the delicious coleslaw, which is really good on Amtrak. One of my favorites, because I like my coleslaw a little bit sweet. I don't know about you, but I like my coleslaw a little bit sweet, and this one is perfect. So let me actually go ahead and take a bite of the sandwich, because it looks really good. It's got like crispy cheese on the outside. Oh yeah. Very good.
Okay, we have to have a quick talk about these taro chips though. Because I've been eating these taro chips for a while now on Amtrak, and I just found out those are not potato chips. Those are just cut up vegetables. You've been fooling me. So apparently I like vegetables now. I can't get away with that excuse. Those are pretty good. In my defense, they are kind of covered in salt, but they're still pretty good. All right, time for a quick room tour, and we are in a Superliner 1 roomette on this train. And so I'm going to give you a quick look around the room. There are 2 seats, one on each side. One person will be facing forward and one person will be facing backward. And then at night, these seats fold down and they close this gap here and make one bed for the bottom person. So one person will sleep there, and I will be sleeping up here on this other bunk up here. But as for the person on the bottom level, there is one charger only. It's behind. We've got this big thing charged into it, and we've got that because ours comes with 4 USB ports. We'll leave a link to the description to get that if you want one of those. That is one of the best things you can have, because if you don't have something like that with you, you can only charge one thing the whole trip, and we all know that's not enough. So you also have some lights there and a hook to hang things there. And then down here, this is used for a little bit of storage, but this is also the steps to get up to the top bunk. So that is where I'll be climbing up to get up to the top bunk in a little bit. You do have a table here when you're not sitting, or if you want to eat dinner in your room, you just pull that out like that, and these fold open. There's a checkerboard pattern in here, but I don't think checkers are included. But if you want to bring some, that is something you could definitely do. So I'm going to show you what the bunk looks like up here. To get it down, you just pull this little handle, and the whole thing comes right down. So this is my bunk, and all of the we keep all the sheets and stuff up there during the day, which is what it is right now. Now it is pretty tight up here, I will say that. So if one of you is claustrophobic, you definitely want to have that person on the bottom level. If someone who doesn't mind tight spaces will need to be up here, because it is tighter than you might think. But I don't mind it. I'm not claustrophobic at all. Now the Superliner, on the wall here, there is no window either, which the Viewliner has the windows. I do love that feature, but this one doesn't. It does have a nice little net here, which you can keep. I keep my headphones, some snacks. I've got goldfish and water up there for later tonight. And then there's another pouch over here that you can keep your glasses and your phone in. Now, interesting thing about this one, I've been in a lot of these roomettes before, and every single time this air vent is facing the other way, so the air blows out this way. But every other time I've been in a roomette, the air is blowing this way onto the people, and it becomes such a problem that people would bring like duct tape and put it over here, which would be this side, to stop it from going. But on this one, they've switched it, so I don't know if this is like an upgrade or like a reimagined room, or just a mistake, but they have switched this, and now at night the air bounces off the wall and just kind of makes the whole room cool, and it doesn't blow right on the person that's on the top bunk. So that's actually really cool. Even though I don't mind being cold, I know that that's something that a lot of people have had a problem with in the past. So that is a big upgrade. Then we've got these harnesses here, and on this particular one also, they are pretty they're pretty solid, like almost like a wall. Some of them, they're loose and they'll lay down like that, and you almost feel like it's not going to catch you, but it definitely will catch you. So that's it for this room. Oh, one other thing I did want to mention, you might have noticed, we have like, so this is my mattress here, this one, and then this is Allie's mattress, and it actually goes on the seats down there, but she thinks that these seats are so plush that she doesn't even need it. And these mattresses are pretty thin, so she's nice enough, she gives me her mattress, so I actually sleep with both mattresses up here, and she just puts the sheet on that bottom bunk. So if you have a little problem, if the person on top thinks it's a little bit too hard, that's also something you can do, but it does take away another extra 2 inches from your roof space, so that's something to keep in mind as well.
All right, so Rob gave you the room tour. That means I'm going to give you the bathroom tour. We have a nice spacious bathroom here with the trash can in the corner. You do have the attendant button that you pull out instead of push in, and it's right near the flush button. Got a nice big, fairly spacious area, sink here, and you press it and the water runs, and then after a little bit it turns off on its own. You've got your paper towels here, a nice mirror to look at yourself in if you need to make any preparations, some seat covers, and the toilet paper right next to the sink area. You also have some tissue here if you need it, cups if you want to use those to rinse your mouth out when you brush your teeth, and then extra toilet paper is always stocked up above. I always take a peek at that real quick to make sure that I don't run out. Also, make sure that you note that they do have the bars that you can hang on to. The train can rock quite a bit, and there is a hook on the door as well. Be considerate of others, and don't forget to clean up after yourself. The light that alerts you that the door is locked is right next to the door. So let's head over to the showers. Now, the shower area, again, you want to make sure that you have checked that light, that it is on, and I always like to check it as well, the door, to make sure it is locked before I get started. They do provide you with soap, and as you note here on the box, make sure you toss it out after you have used it, because they are, of course, single use. They've got a lot of brand new ones right there for you to unwrap. A nice mirror if you need to look at yourself. You've got an outlet here if you want to dry your hair or fix it up or anything like that. There's a bag here. You've got your fresh towels outside, and then in this bag you put the ones that are used. There is a attendant button here as well. Again, you pull it, it is right by the shower door. There is a bar here as well that you can hang on to, as well as inside the shower. It is fairly spacious in here. You've got a hook on the back side and a nice bright light so you can see if you need to in there. And then to turn on the shower, there are 2 steps. You do, for the first step, you do want to go ahead and set your temperature, and then after you've set your temperature, then you want to go ahead and turn that switch on by pressing number 2. So there's the first one, step 1. They're marked for you just in case you forget. Set that temperature where you want it, and then you press that button. Step number 2, when you're ready to take your shower. The shower head is removable if you want to. You can also change the direction of it as well once you're inside and you get going. So you can just take that off and it hooks in there fairly easily, and you're good to go. Again, that handlebar on the inside of the shower as well. So you've got plenty of room in here to take care of business on the train. Okay, so the magical question everyone wants to know the answer to is, how much did we pay for our ride? And for this one, we paid $623, and we did use a companion coupon, which we get for being a part of the guest rewards, and we also get them with the Amtrak credit card. So there's a couple different ways that you can earn those. So we used the companion coupon, paid the $623 for the Southwest Chief from terminus to terminus, so we're riding it the entire distance. We did book this several months ago, and we are not traveling at, you know, the busiest time of the year, so that does help to save some money as well. When you're traveling, when you're trying to book your tickets, usually you want to book as far in advance as possible. That's when the prices are going to be considerably less. All right, so we are in Raton, New Mexico. We are not very far from the border of Colorado, so we'll be excited to get across the border there. It's warm here, but there is quite a bit of breeze. You are out in the open here, kind of in the desert area. And also, as you're riding on the train, you want to look out the windows, because there are some, definitely some wildlife to be keeping an eye out for. We've seen some elk, we've seen some other animals running around, and we've also seen some deer too in packs running around, so that's been kind of cool. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Make sure you take a peek out the windows as you're riding along.
Stopped in Kansas City for a mid-morning break, and it's a beautiful station. If you get a chance to get out here, stay the night or something, this is one of the most beautiful stations in the country. Now, over here is a barbecue place called Jack Stack, and we've eaten there one day when we were late over here. You can walk right over this bridge to get there. Yeah, there goes the BNSF train. So, great barbecue right here you can walk around to, but we're only here for a short time. We're trying to make up a little bit of time, and we're hopping right back on right now and heading to Chicago.
Okay, we are on our final fresh air break here at Fort Madison, Iowa. We got the Mississippi on the other side of the train, as you saw of us driving into this stop, but a really interesting one, even though it's going to be a quick break for us today.
ladies and gentlemen, that there was Fort Madison, Iowa. It was a nice little break back there, folks. Now we're headed underway to our next scheduled stop. But before that, if you take a peek over on the right-hand side of the train, swivel your neck over to the left-hand side, you're gonna see a big body of water. That there is Mark Twain's very own mighty Mississippi River. Once we get over that majestic river, we will have departed the state of Iowa and entered into a state of Illinois. That's where that next scheduled station stop will take place. It's called Galesburg. Greater Galesburg, Illinois. It's a fine railroad town. That should be in about 50 minutes. Thank you, folks, for traveling Amtrak here on the Southwest Chief.
All right, guys, had a great ride on the train. We took an Uber from Chicago Union Station to the Hyatt Regency, which is where I am right now. And we checked in, we booked, with using points, we booked a standard king size room. And when we got here to check in, because we have globalist status, they did upgrade us to a suite. You will not believe this room. I have to show it to you. So let's take a minute here and take a look at this room, guys. We've got this little counter here, which is kind of like a little kitchen area. This right here is a little fridge where we have the stuff. We've got a table here to sit and eat. We're probably not gonna eat any meals here, but table for 4 right there. And then we have this nice console here with a TV and this little credenza thing here. These are all storage, by the way. So all this is storage area, which is crazy. And then sitting area here. We'll look at the view here in just a second. But this is tons of space. This is so crazy how big this is. There's more, guys. This is the bed area here. Really nice nightstand on both sides. Desk area there. Hello. The only thing that's a little bit unusually small is the bathroom. For such a large room, this bathroom is actually teeny tiny. It's probably the size of like the regular standard rooms. Another huge TV right here. Pretty crazy. Again, like I said, the desk space here, but still look at all this room. And then over here, closet area, but also closet here. And these robes are unusual. We've not seen these before. They are like hoodies, like sweatshirt, which is kind of cool. So this is really quite the deal that they gave us here. Like I said, we used points to book this, and because we have the globalist status, they gave us the upgrade to the suite. When we checked in, it comes with tons of perks. If you want more information on how you could do that, the card we used is linked down below in the description, so go check that out and get the information. And yeah, we're just really excited to be back in Chicago. We get to see our son, and we get to explore one of our favorite cities in the US. But before I go, I told you I was gonna show you the view, and I totally forgot. You're probably like, where's this view she's talking about? Look at this gorgeous view. The river right here. You can see the tours here, the tour boats right there. This is the other tower to the Hyatt Regency. There's an east and a west tower, and this little bridge connects it. And actually, the lounge is up on the top here of this tower, but you can see all the iconic buildings here in the city and the water. It's a gorgeous view. Again, we're excited to be here and ready to explore.
All right, guys, it's been a long but amazing day in Chicago, but we are really hungry. We want some pizza, so we're gonna try a place we've never been to before. Paisano's, walking to it here along the Mag Mile. We'll see how good it is.
Yeah, we had to hit up something a little bit different, so we're headed that way, see what choices they have. I think it's related somehow to Lou Malnati's, yeah. So we'll see.
All right, we just had Pisano's and we had a great time there. We opted to get the thin crust pizza instead of the deep dish, which was a little bit of a departure for us. We almost always get deep dish in Chicago, but this was really good. I would call it like Chicago style thin crust. It did have a little bit of an edge to it, which I really liked. So we really liked it.
All right, a little birdie told me about this little spot here. It's near the Lincoln Park Zoo. and it's a boardwalk and like conservation area. You can walk around. Look at how beautiful the city is right here. It's kind of crazy as you're walking around, trees, birds chirping, but you're literally right in the middle of downtown Chicago. So gonna walk around here and explore. Going to go over to the zoo and see if we can see anything there and just kind of enjoy these beautiful views. Look at this. Wow. That one's eating something. See him?
Give me more.
He's counting how many hours he's been shorted. He's disgusted. That's really funny. I just spotted a rhino. Look at this. I mean, it doesn't look big on the camera. It's ginormous. It's probably 10 times as large as I am. Look at that thing.
Walking around over by the zoo, we've come across this Friedrich von Schiller statue. Very nice statue. We don't know who he is though, so if you know, let us know in the comments.
All right, guys, we heard that this Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder restaurant is supposed to be really amazing. Now, we also heard it's so amazing that you have to make reservations. So I went online last night, made a reservation. We're here and we're ready to try it out. So we're super excited about checking this out because we always like trying out a pizza place when we're here in Chicago. And this one has some unusual pizza. So let's go check it out.
Homemade meatballs are on this side. Those are beef. Those are not spicy.
Okay.
Baked ham is rolled up here. Capicola ham over here. Provolone and Swiss cheese and pepperoni on your side, and then there's salami and pepperoni on this side. Everything else is wrapped around, so you kind of just pick and choose what you like on there.
Gotcha.
And then all of our dressings are homemade too. So these are the two we're most known for: the sour cream garlic and the sweet and sour poppy seed. And like I was mentioning, those two are really good to mix. They just complement each other really well.
That's what I heard.
Excellent. I'll bring it down and eat with everyone. Yes, but it's buttered, sprinkled with that Romano cheese and that blend of seasoning. So if you want to add more, and this is a finger food, so you just tear off with your hands and eat it. But it's great if you want to roll like the meats and cheeses in with the bread. Put some of the dressing in there. You can do like a million combinations with it. But it's so good. It's really simple but really good.
Okay.
And then I'll grab the orange cream soda for you. And anything else right at the moment. Pop it on the empty plates over here. So what we do though is they bake it like that. So just like a little pot pie. So I'm just gonna flip that right over. Loosen that dough up, and boom, that is the pizza. Only place I think you'll get something quite like it. And we do everything homemade. Like our sauce, we cook that down for about 9 hours during the day. You're okay if I split that, right?
Yeah, of course.
The dough too we make fresh. It's a triple raised Sicilian dough, so that just means they beat it down, let it rise 3 different times. And then even the cheese we use, it's a Wisconsin brick. We've been getting from the same farmer for the past 40 years, but definitely a one-of-a-kind pizza. So there you go. Oh, you bet.
Thanks so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I'll let you enjoy it. And anything else so right at the moment too? Or?
Good.
Oh my goodness, no, we couldn't be better.
Excellent, excellent. I'll be back to check on you though
Thank you.
too.
Alright guys, we just ate at this Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder and it was so good. I've got bad news for Gino's East and Al's Beef. This might be my new favorite restaurant in Chicago. You have got to try this out when you come here. I mean, you saw the food. It is amazing. The pizza was great. The salad, I'm not a big salad guy. The salad was amazing. It was filled with sausage, meatballs, cheese, and the bread was just kind of indescribable. So come to Chicago, check this place out.
We came over to the Museum of Science and Industry here in Chicago, and before we even get in and scan our tickets, we got this to check out. So let's take a closer look. The cool part is you don't actually need a ticket for this part of it. Looks like, let's see, this is right before you get to the ticket counter. So you can just kind of see the engine here. Zephyr's cab. Kind of learn about all the mechanics. Here's some more. That's kind of cool. I like it. And then we're in here. This one we can walk into. Working diesel engine. So this is the luggage area.
Working the nation's mail 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, takes a lot of men. And are these men? Who are these men?
Okay, the equivalent of the dining car, I think. This is the buffet car. Let's see what this is like. Ah, got a little kitchen right here. Urinal. You think they're small now? So interesting little tidbit we just found out as we were reading about this train. It was dubbed the Silver Street because it had the record from traveling from Denver to Chicago in just 13 hours, which is actually faster than you can do it on Amtrak right now. So kind of interesting, although these don't look like the most comfortable seats, but yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. This was the observation car. It's actually quite cool. Look at this. We're not actually moving. That's just a video out here to make it look like we're moving. But look at how interesting. Ashtrays on the train. Oh my. I think this is pretty cool. This actually kind of is reminiscent to me of the cars in the Via Rail. So that's pretty cool too. I think they have ones that still kind of like this and have the couches in the back. So that's pretty cool. I like this observation car. This is kind of trippy though when they have this video in the back. This is the coolest interactive train set I think I've seen in the whole world. So Metra just pulled up here and they got a little button here. It says help get it underway. So let's see if we can do it. I'm gonna hit it and let's see if we can get it going. Not yet. It's still picking up passengers. You can see all the other trains going by. Cargo. There it goes.
The train set here has day and night modes, and they have just entered night mode, so let's see what that looks like.
Here comes the Amtrak train. There it is. You see the observation car. This is so cool, and there's a lot of little cute funny things in here. One of them is actually still accurate today. These people are out here picketing for high-speed rail now. Check this out, by Union Station. right, we're standing out here in front of a Chicago icon. That is Stan's Donuts, and they always have some really good flavors. So I'm gonna go in and see what kind of stuff they have, grab a couple of them, take them back to the room to enjoy later on tonight. I'm not gonna lie, it's always a good day when you can grab some Stan's Donuts. We got 4 different ones, and then I also got a strawberry matcha oat milk latte. I think those are all the words. As you can see, I've already enjoyed quite a bit of the walk back to the hotel room from Stan's. So I'm gonna try the donuts out. So we got 4 different ones. And a couple of them we've had before, and a couple of them are new because they're seasonal. So this one we've had before. It is a Biscoff, and if you don't know what Biscoff is, then you probably have never flown Delta, because Biscoff is those cookies. I don't know what you call them, but this is so good, and it's got the cream, like the Biscoff cream inside, and then it's glazed. And let me tell you, the dough at Stan's is unbelievable, so good. And then got the Lake Stan's Lace Stan croissant, and that is just basically straight sugar, not cinnamon sugar, but sugar. And then this one is a seasonal one. It's apple cider, and I'm pretty sure Rob is gonna want most of that. I won't take a bite out of it. And then this one is a birthday cake. Look at how fun and festive that looks. That one looks good. So I think I'm going to take a bite of this croissant one, which is probably going to leave the biggest mess on my face. So let me get a napkin and try it out. Let's see. It has cream inside. I guess I didn't realize that. We've never gotten this one before, but that is really good. It's like a vanilla cream. So Stan's Donuts, big pink sign as you saw. Definitely grab some for a little fun food here in Chicago. As you saw, we had a great time in Chicago, as we always do. It's certainly one of our favorite cities in the US. We are taking the late train out of Chicago Union Station to New York City to explore. We are riding in a roomette, so we have access to the Metropolitan Lounge before our departure. We got to the station about 30 minutes before our train was set to leave, and it was plenty of time to check our bags and to relax in the lounge and grab a couple of snacks before leaving. It's not very long before they are calling us to board the train. We had a new experience this time around on the train. We usually take the Lakeshore Limited during the daytime, but as I mentioned earlier, we are taking the late train, which is leaving just after 9 p.m. So we were greeted by the dining crew who invited us to the dining car for some cheese and crackers as we leave Chicago.
Breakfast time. Good morning, and I have ordered the 3-egg omelet, sausage, and potatoes, so let's see how those are. Omelet has cheese inside. Not too bad. Try the sausage. I really like the sausage. Very good. Potatoes. Potatoes are not bad either. I think the winner of this whole breakfast is the sausage. It's really good though. So I'm going to enjoy this. Lunch is not that far away either.
right, so we've got a little, you can see we're kind of sitting still here, a little situation in that we came across a train that was broken down and basically was blocking the tracks. So we decided, or whoever's in charge of this train decided, that we were going to attach this train that is broken down and take them with us. But they had to, move around tracks. As you know, that's not very easy to do on a train. So they had to move forward, get in front of it, and then back up to the track that it's on to attach it. So I think we're gonna get off here, but we were trying to see if we could get lunch, but because they have to turn the power off to attach the other train, they've been turning it on and off until they can get it all set. And then I think we're gonna try to go down and get something for lunch once the power stays on. It's on right now, just came back on after being off for a little while. So if it stays on, then we'll go get some lunch, because they have to have power to cook lunch. So we're gonna wait and see here a few more minutes. If the power stays on, we'll get some lunch. If it goes back off, then we'll just stay here and wait again until it comes back on. But so far we're just just waiting. We got the notification on text from Amtrak on the update of this delay, and then also we noticed that we're not getting the announcements here in our sleeper car for some reason. Normally you could hear them, but there might be some kind of problem with that too, not really sure. So we're just gonna wait out here a couple more minutes and then probably try to go get something to eat for lunch. All right guys, so it's time for some lunch. We head to the dining car where I choose, surprise, surprise, the salmon. And Rob is trying the beef pepper cache. And I will say that this time around, the new meal choices on the flexible dining are not really our favorites that we've ever had on Amtrak. I'll say they're just okay. We didn't love them. Like I said, they're just okay. And this is gonna come into play later on. As you'll find out, some things are different as we start to arrive late into Chicago, and what the options or lack of options are for dinner.
Alright, so a bit of an interesting situation here. We are on the Lakeshore Limited. It's 6:15 at night. Now we had lunch at about 12:30, and so we're starting to get a little bit hungry. This train is supposed to get in around 6:40 or something like that, and we're running late because it was quite a delay in Albany. We are now expected to get in right about 8 o'clock at night, And so I went down to check to see if there was a cafe car. Was told there is no cafe car. And then so I asked what we could do for dinner, and we were told if you ate lunch, they're not serving dinner, which was kind of shocking because pretty much for the most part Amtrak will take care of you if they're late and they are, you know, and there's not enough food and you need to have an extra meal. They do have extra meals on board, so I don't know what's going on with that, if it's just that the staff doesn't want to serve the food or if they don't have any food. But regardless, everybody on board ate lunch around 12 to 12:30. We're getting in at 8 and there's been no food sent. So I think there's some unhappy people. I think in about an hour or so I'm probably going to be amongst them. We'll eat something when we get to the station, likely, but it's kind of a little disheartening that they send you out here for 8 hours with no food, not even any possibility of getting food. So that has been a little disappointing on this trip.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this trip with us from LA all the way to New York City with a stop in Chicago. We had a great time, as always, exploring this great country, going coast to coast on Amtrak. Guys, if you have questions, leave those for us down in the comment section, and we'll see you on the rails.